Alright, so I'm here at the little motor shop.
Hey Joe.
Kuya, what's this, vulcanizing or mechanic only?
Only wheel alignment of bike and motor,
Yeah, limited.
except the vulcanized, I'm not involved.
Not vulcanized. Okay, so your average little mechanic spot here, they call vulcanizing. But I came here today because I stopped in here one day to, I forget what, he tightened some bolts for me. And now I'm gonna get an oil change. I'm headed to SNR to get some things. And also, I'm going to immigration for the 13A visa. So I figured I would start talking about the visa because hello sir, it's been 1 year now. So the first, for the 13A visa, if you're married to a Filipina or you're thinking about getting married to a Filipina, you will have to, and you want to stay in the Philippines, you'll have to get a 13A visa. And so I'm going to start a little series talking about the 13A visa because there's a lot of information. There's a lot of information online, but most of it's wrong. So step one to getting your visa is to go to immigration and get the latest document, because the documents are always changing and the internet, their website is never up to date. So you want to go to immigration if you can and get the latest document. It's important to get the first document because it has the stacking order and it contains all the things they're going to want to see in order for you to get this visa submitted properly. So you're going to want to get, the first thing you're going to want to do is get this application document, which is the latest version. It's an absolute must. So we're going to head there today. We're going to make a few stops. We're going to talk about the process of getting this 13A visa application, stacking order, all the things you need to get approved for this visa. We're going to start talking about that in this video. So stick around. I'm going to get my oil changed and we're going to head into CDO and we're going to get the application for the 13A visa. So stick around. Alright, so another aspect to this thing is the first thing I did to try to find out more about applying for the 13A visa was to go on the internet and look at Facebook groups and try to figure out and get questions answered, only to find out that there's a lot of conflicting information on there, right? In particular, my wife and I, we made 2 mistakes in America pertaining to that would later impact the visa application and also my children's citizenship. We did not register them at the embassy when they were born. So we had no birth certificates from the Philippines, and we had we also didn't register our marriage. We didn't care. I don't know. We thought we were going to stay in America forever. I remember faintly hearing that it was a good thing to do, right? But we didn't do it. And so that was a concern once I was finally here and I wanted to apply for the 13A visa so that I could stay here with my wife. So I began to do research. When I got into the Facebook groups, I was being told that I would need to go back to America and I would need to register the children's births and our marriage at the embassy in America. And this, like, I know things in the Philippines government is not always making a lot of sense, and it's not as efficient as things are in America, right? But this to me made no sense. And so I thought to myself, this cannot even be. Luckily for me, there were people telling me that I needed to send the information back home, and I needed to pay them to take the birth certificates and the marriage license to the embassy and have them process it for me. This made no sense to me, guys, because the embassy there is only going to communicate with the Philippines government here, and I'm already here in the Philippines, so it doesn't make any sense to me. So I went and I did more investigation. I did a little more research, and I learned about apostille documents, right? And it's very easy. So your state, well, basically, let's explain it this way. The United States government has a deal with the Philippines government that they will basically endorse and validate documents for each other, right? So what it turned out to be was I only needed to send these documents to the apostille office in Wisconsin, in the United States, where I'm from, and they would officially validate with the seal, pay a fee, and they would make my documents official for use in the Philippines. So if you're in this situation where you didn't register your children's birth certificates, or you didn't register your marriage license in America, and now you're here, this is the process by which you do it. You find out where your apostille office is in America. You send your documents. Actually, this is the catch though. It has to be paid for with a check from a bank. So I had to send the documents to my mother, and then she took the documents and sent them to the apostille office, and she accompanied the application and the documents with a check from her bank account. Then they validate the documents, send the documents back to my mother, and then my mother sent them here to us through DHL. So you have a system by which you can get your documents, if you need to, validated and ready for use for application here in the Philippines. Now, we did all that, okay? So now we've discussed getting the application so you know exactly what the stacking order is. And we also discussed how you can validate your documents. So now my wife and I have an official marriage license that we can use here in the Philippines. And you're going to want to get more than one copy of these. You're going to want to get maybe 5 copies of your marriage license, by which you can order from here in the Philippines. I had them delivered to my mother's house, and then she, this was the second time, and then she got some more apostille documents for me. But you can order them from here and have them delivered to someone there, and then they can forward them to you here, okay? So you have a system to do that. So
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be happy to offer insights and help in any way I can. I know the process can be really frustrating at first, and even the information you get from immigration can be confusing. Add in the language barrier and how fast everything moves, and it can feel overwhelming. My advice is to take notes while you're there, and don't let yourself feel rushed. Make sure you get everything you need and that you fully understand what's happening. If you're doing this online from your home country, you might consider using a service, but for me, I don't mind diving into the details myself. Being here and going through the experience has been valuable. To quickly recap, Step 1, is to ensure you get the most up-to-date official application form, along with the instruction sheet that outlines the stacking order and requirements. The links are in the description below. If you need documents validated, make sure to check with the apostille office in your home state for their specific guidelines. This step is only necessary if you didn't register your marriage or your children's births at the Philippine Embassy in the US, like we did. I hope this helps someone out there. I'll see you in the next video, where I'll walk you through the NBI clearance process. Take care.